Okay, it's a good morning. Here we go. It's the all-new Cruise Show, Power 106.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber's checked in.
Fever.
Biebs, what's up, man?
What's up, dude?
How's everything going?
Everything's been great.
Life is good? Life is beautiful?
Great, yeah.
Yeah?
I can only imagine.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
This guy's got the best life in the world.
Yeah.
Do you think you have the best life, or are you just used to it
You
at this
wanna
point?
know what? There's a lot of sacrifices I have to make.
Yeah.
But a lot of things that I get to do that a lot of people don't get to do. So I'm very blessed, and yeah, I don't take it for granted.
What are some of the things that you've done that normal people don't get to do?
I think just yachts and stuff.
So yachts, models,
Yachts, models.
Partying.
great times.
Traveling the world.
Yeah, I think that what I get to do, a lot of people don't get to do, and I like I said before, I don't take that for granted. But there's a lot of stuff that I don't get to do that people get to do, as far as just being able to walk down the street.
Like go to Ralph's. You can't do that.
Yeah. People take that for granted. Like,
Yeah,
I would
right?
love to just go and buy some eggs at Ralph's.
In your pajamas one day.
Or go to the mall to pick up some socks or whatever,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
just kind of hang out. Do you ever want just a regular chick, like a chick that works at Taco Bell?
Do I?
Do you ever just want to hang out with a regular chick and not
I hang
some
out with regular chicks.
No, well, they're regular to you, but they're not, they're not regular to us.
Regular on your
What
scale.
consists of regular to you?
Girls that look like me. You
Well,
understand?
that would be scary.
Yeah.
I definitely like pretty girls for sure.
Yes, you do.
But,
And God, you're in a position to. That's great. I mean, we all do, but you know,
yeah.
right?
You have the ability to actually pull them.
Yeah, right. My man. Not mad at that. Who's your most famous friend?
My most famous friend.
Yeah.
I say Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah,
Not
he's
bad,
up
not
there.
Not bad. He's got some money.
bad, yeah.
He's got
He
a
is
couple
up
movies
there.
under his belt, right?
Just a few.
Who else is really, really famous?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart's really famous. Yeah.
Yeah.
The campaign that you've been
Mark
doing for the
Wahlberg.
song.
How awesome is
Crazy.
Kevin Hart? Though?
What do you mean?
Kevin's really dope and like one of my good friends, and just really happy to have him support this whole project. You know, do the
Yeah.
picture and doing the roast. How sick was the roast?
That was such a good roast. Yes.
Just
handled that.
that roast was funny, man. It was great, and it was cool to see you take some heat, and you have you have a sense of humor about
Yeah.
everything. Some of the stuff was really hardcore,
Yeah.
right? I'm sure,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it hurt a little bit, but you had a good time with it. That's how you do it.
Well, the whole thing is that I just wanted to show people, like, it's okay to laugh at yourself. It's okay to just, understand that there's chapters that you pass, and how to look at those and be like, hey, that wasn't me. That might have been stuff that I was doing, but that doesn't define who I am. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I just want to. This chapter is so important to me, and it's crucial for me to get my point across. Is just like let's make it about the music again. Like I love making music, and I love sharing my soul, my heart, and I put everything into this project. And
Yeah.
I'm just really excited for the world to hear it.
Do you recommend recommend fame at such a young age for anyone?
I don't. No, honestly, I think it's crucial. I think it can completely destroy a human being, and I got to a point where
Did it almost destroy you?
It almost completely destroyed me.
That's understandable.
To a point
That's
of
crazy.
like unreturnable.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
But I was lucky enough by the grace of God to have people that care about me enough
Sure.
to be like, hey,
Pull you
Justin,
back
come on,
in.
pull and keep. But I've had that for a while now, and it's not
Good.
like you just have to wait. It has to be in your timing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can pull all they want, but you're gonna keep turning your back until you're ready. You know what I mean? So I had to get to the point where I'm like, this is not who I am. This is who I am. But you have to go through places where you're like, you're testing the waters.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
I wanted to just test the waters. I wanted to see what that felt like. What does this feel like? What does this feel like?
Yeah.
And if you're telling me I can't be able to do that, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like all of us did that.
Sure.
Just because I happen to be in front of a spotlight doesn't it just like people magnify certain things, and like imagine if Ozzy Osbourne were to piss in a bucket, people would be like, oh shit, what a rock star.
Yeah, that's dope as hell.
Oh, what a beast, right? But
Yeah.
I piss in a bucket and people make it headlines. Justin's being a jackass kid.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, Ozzy bit the head off of a dove once,
A
right?
bat.
Yeah,
a bat.
Was it a bat?
A bat on
My
stage.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
There
if
he is.
Justin did that, what's wrong? What's going on?
gonna call you.
Peter, yeah,
This
Peter
is
would
the
be out
beginning.
there.
This is the beginning to an end. Peter's upset.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm really, 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 really just trying to have people understand, like, hey, JB's like, he's a good individual. He acknowledges people. He loves people. That's my whole point. Is like the biggest misconception I feel like people have of me is that, I'm maybe like a jerk or something. Because I think there's definitely been moments of me being a jerk, and I don't think
But you know you're allowed to have a bad day, right?
For sure.
You're human.
But your
And I
bad day
just,
lasts
like,
longer than everybody else.
Why am I
on TV
explaining
and
myself
stuff.
so much, you know?
Yeah.
I just
But
found
it's
myself
good.
explaining myself, but I want to be like, hey guys, I'm not just saying this is water under the bridge.
Right.
Because I find there's so many people who make mistakes, who go through but they never can be a man enough to say, hey, this is what it was. This is what I did. I own up to it.
Yeah.
But this is not me, and I'm going to show you who I am.
Yeah.
I have a song on my album. It talks about that. Like, I'll show you. I'm not going to just talk about it.
What's that
It's
song
gonna
called?
be-
You can't.
Yeah,
Come
but
on.
I basically just told you.
Yeah.
By
I hear you.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
I feel
It's
your
called I'll Show
parents.
You.
Your parents have to be really stoked, right? They have to be really happy for this turn in your life.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. And I think what bothered me so much throughout all of it was a lot of people were putting blame on my parents.
Yeah, they're
saying,
blaming
you know,
them.
but
Well,
like,
because
what-
people say it starts at home. He's that
Sure.
way because that's the way he was raised.
And that's not at all the way I was raised. This is the man I was raised to be. You go against what your parents want you to do. You
Right,
know, you
right.
do that to
You're
rebel.
rebelling.
You do this, it's not their fault. So I just want to say that, like, my parents are awesome, and it would mean a lot if people would stop disrespecting my parents, because they raised me incredible and instilled morals and things into me that I wouldn't be here and doing all this amazing stuff if
Good
it
man.
wasn't for those people.
That's got to be tough. Not even the stuff you're going through. Imagine the headlines they see about you. That's got to
For
be
sure.
tough too. And it's
For
like, Mom,
sure.
that's
Yeah.
not.
and a lot of them are
For sure.
real or
Exactly.
kind of
So-
stretched out a little bit.
100%.
Exaggerated
And my
rumors.
parents, they're not in the industry, right? So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
take those things so personally.
Of course. Well, you're their
so
baby, bro.
For sure, but for me, it's like I've grown in this, and I can understand and not actually take what they say to heart.
Yeah.
And my parents are so, like, they love me so much, and they weren't bred for this necessarily. So when
Who
people say
is, bro? Who is,
I think I am to a certain extent, though,
You can
bro.
handle
I
it.
think that I was made for this. I think I was born for this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was born for all the things, all these struggles that people threw in my way. I feel like God ordained my steps and knew what I was going to do before I was going to, and I feel like this was meant to be. So, but my whole thing is that, like, my parents weren't. So, like, I found my parents being, like, really, really, really upset about that stuff.
Yeah.
I hate that. So I just want people to understand, like, please be nice to them.
I think they should,
Yeah,
man.
right?
Come
Yeah.
on, man.
The media,
it's not their fault.
The media also shows like all the bad things per se that you do, but you do a lot of good things. Like you do a lot of charity work. You do a lot.
sure.
You do a lot for your fans. You give back to your fans, but nobody ever knows about that because they're
Well,
only
that's not gonna be
capitalizing.
reported.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, but it's just like in a neighborhood, right? So if you have a neighbor, you're gonna know if your neighbor cheats on his wife. You're not
Sure.
gonna know if his neighbor gets a raise. If your
Right.
neighbor gets a
That's
raise,
a great
Right.
point, man.
No,
Right.
it's really
It's so true.
you're only gonna know the bad stuff. So I think you take that with a grain of salt and understand. Okay, you go to the news and it's not showing awesome stuff. It's showing
Right,
shit
right,
that
right.
people don't want to necessarily. So I just take it with a grain of salt, and I'm at the point where it's just put out music and just crush it. And
Hey, Justin, you mentioned God a few times, man.
Yeah.
Have you recently become this spiritual, or has that always been a staple in your life?
I think I've always loved God. I've always had a relationship. I think
I'm gonna talk like that too.
You start having
like that.
Please
you
don't.
start having doubts and stuff.
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course, yeah,
growing
yeah.
And being around people and blaming God for things and stuff. And I think once you get to a place of just understanding He's not necessarily going to change your circumstances, but He promises He's going to walk with you through those circumstances.
Yeah.
And I just want that. I just want a God that's going to walk with me through circumstances and not be weird about it and not be super religious and have to do certain things, because people will make it about
Yeah.
the works and doing
Right.
this and that. And
I pray at
and then-
home, man. I don't go to church.
and then-
I pray at
yeah,
home.
You don't. I mean,
You don't need to go to church
No.
to get.
I don't think so. No,
God
I don't
or-
think
no,
so.
you don't.
With all
you
due
gotta be a
respect.
taco to go to Taco Bell.
There he is. There he is. He had to
true.
work in a Mexican reference. I get it. I totally get it.
There it is.
Gracias, hermano. Muchas gracias. There he, muy bien.
Muy bien.
Justin Bieber is here. It's the all-new
Here he
cruise
is.
show. Let's get into the new single, man. What do you mean? It's time. JB.
Can I introduce it?
Me.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Justin Bieber, and this is my new single. What do you mean?
Huh?
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
here.
it's here.
On
Cruise
Power
show.
106.
Yeah.
Special thanks to Robert Wayne Footwear and Doc Martin.